welcome to Season 2 of my journey towards weight loss. No, I'm not dead. Even though some people have been texting me asking if I was okay, the truth is hardly. The last couple of weeks have been crazy in the most frustrating way possible. After coming out of sickness, I've had a series of injuries that seem unjust and unfair. The first week of June, my sciatic nerve on my right hip decided to go out. It was bad enough that I could not walk. It hurt just to breathe. Each breath brought with it a wave of nausea and streaks of pain down my leg into my hip and up my back. I could not sleep. I could not sit. I finally just laid down on the floor with a pillow because that was the only way that I could find relief. The good news? The dogs kept me company, and I did find some relief sleeping on the floor and using the sauna at the gym to loosen the nerve. But it took a week for me to start feeling better. After basically 1 week of sleeping on the floor, on Saturday, I chose to go swimming because I was feeling so much better. And I swam 1K, then 2K. And I felt really good. So I moved on to 3K. Then feeling energized, I swam to 4K. And finally, I went on to finish my first 5K swim. It felt absolutely amazing. I knew I was pushing it, and my resting heart rate agreed with that point, but I felt so accomplished. The next day on Sunday, my wife and I were grilling, getting ready to go to a party to see a friend that had come down from Canada. And as I moved a large pan of hot jalapenos from the fire and the flames onto a table, my ankle rolled on a small stone, and instead of falling, I fell and stepped onto my ankle not once, but twice. Look, I knew it was bad, and the pain was coursing up my leg. My ankle began to swell and feel my boot. My wife ran to go grab ice, and when she came back, she slipped on the same stone, fell backwards into a kind of rough-made iron fire pit, scraping up her legs, back, and arm. I tried to walk to the house and found out that I was unable to. So I sat in my chair, finished the cook, then using a camp chair as a walker, made my way back to the house. I told Heidi that we made quite the couple. I told my wife that we made quite the couple. She had a banged up arm in a sling. I had a bad ankle and could not walk. So if she carried me on her back, we could make one whole person. Despite the levity, this injury took me another week and a half before I was off crutches and able to walk gingerly on my own. On that Wednesday, I went to the gym and was able to swim again. After a week and a half of being almost bedridden, the feeling of swimming felt like freedom as I glided through the water. I did 2K just for enjoyment. When I got home, I sat down on the wooden swing that sits under the awning of the porch, and I heard a loud pop. Then the last thing I remember was flipping backwards. The next thing I remember was waking up on the ground where my neighbor found me knocked out cold with my face in the gravel. My head was ringing like a bell, and my left elbow felt like I had used it as a post hole driver. Apparently, the wood that held the chains in place broke and flipped me backwards where my head and arm collided with a metal work table and knocked me out cold. I'm not sure how long I was there. and my neighbor said that they had to shake me for 30 seconds before I came to. My back, head, shoulders, and elbow all hurt for days, and my elbow has been sporting a beautiful black and blue tattoo. I also apparently had a concussion since I had a whole day's worth of conversations that Wednesday, including phone calls, which I cannot remember having, though my call logs and text messages say otherwise. My business partner said that this was my body's way of telling me to slow the fuck down. I am going to agree with him. I've also decided only to post here occasionally, probably once a week, so that I give myself a chance to rest, to be able to actually have a decent schedule, because my life is about to speed back up and I want to be able to do this consistently. So, welcome to season 2 of Anonymous John, and I am actually glad to be here.